All right, so this is how you become an alpha male. I was listening to this video. It's this popular YouTuber or whatever. It was just pretty funny. Like they bought his alpha male course for like $200. It's just so funny. Um, yeah, like some of the stuff that he was saying in the actual video, like it does work. Like being cocky funny, it really does work though. Like, um, you have to do it in person, and then you have to like get a feel for whatever. But like it worked out for me well. The thing is for me is like, um, I could put on an act. Like I'm good at acting and stuff like that. But I can't sustain that type of persona for a long time. So for me, whenever I was like dating, um, what happened was I always went for the one night stands or whatever because I knew I couldn't sustain that persona. Yeah, I was lying. I was being fake. Um, not being myself because if I was myself, I wouldn't I wouldn't get a chance by any woman. Um, because I'm like, yeah. Anyway, so I was listening to the Elon Musk interview, and the thing that stuck out on Joe Rogan yesterday, the thing that stuck out for me was when he was like on the edge of like talking about major corruption that he's aware of, and he was basically saying, I will get killed for saying this. If I expose this, I will, like, they will kill me. Like, so, like, let me know, and then I'll expose it. I don't care. Like, he doesn't, he needs to, like, keep going. But if there's corruption, it needs to come out. The corruption doesn't need to keep on going. All the corruption needs to be weeded out. And what he was saying in the video was people's like their kids will like not be able to go to school because like they'll basically get fired from their job. And like so many people are getting fired from their jobs and laid off right now anyway. It's crazy. It is kind of like scary for me, like since I don't have a job and I kind of like don't care. I kind of just like at this point I'm just taking it day by day and um like I'm not even like trying honestly. Like but the thing is the people who are getting laid off I think it's going across the board, mass layoffs and people losing their jobs, which is very unfortunate. This shouldn't happen, honestly. Like these booms and busts need to like they need to come to an end. This financial system is like I'm listening to this guy talk about his about people um, owning their homes and how they regret it because of the high property taxes and the insurance. Like the insurance across the board is like super expensive, whether it's homeowners insurance or car insurance or health insurance. It's unsustainable. We cannot sustain this at all. There's going to be a massive crash, a massive problem because we need things to be more simplified. I think what we need to have happen is we need to basically forfeit the dollar, forfeit the control over the world with our dollar. And in this agreement with all the other countries, especially the major countries, we agree to dismantle our nukes. Everybody dismantles their nukes. So we have world peace. We no longer sit here and have to like spend all of this money funding war. Now it's good to have protection. It is very good because we don't want like you have to have self defense. You know what I mean? So like the best self defense for people is just to have a gun. to have gun ownership. So everyone should just have a gun, basically. Like that is, mentally capable and mentally stable or whatever like that. All law-abiding citizens, if they want to own a firearm, they should be able to own a firearm. It should be no problem. And honestly, like I should be able to, and I guess I probably could, but like basically carry it everywhere. I should be able to carry it into stadiums, courthouses, whatever trumped up license or whatever. And I know it's like whatever, Second Amendment or whatever. You still need to have like people that who are carrying these firearms, like police officers. You want people that are good people that are you don't want to use your weapon. It's precautionary. That's why I say like the teachers should be armed in the schools if they want to be armed. But they have to go through courses. They have to be trained. They have to like regularly fire their gun and be highly trained and go through like get some licenses and just background massive like go through like psychological tests and all this stuff like that. But like our current society like is just I don't know, man. It's just like I'm hopeful that Trump could do something, and I think that he will. I think he's going to make some really really good changes. That it would be nice to go to the store and then be like, drop some money, whatever that value is, and then not feel like it's a massive burden that I had to spend all that money on food. I think that we're getting to a place where we will need a UBI. Not everybody, but it's like there's no point if you make under a certain amount, you shouldn't even really be getting taxed. Like if I make like I'm considered poor, like I was considered poor because I made under 50,000. So like, why am I paying taxes at all? Why is anything being taken out? If I hit like 70 grand or something like that because I work a bunch of overtime, then at the end of the year I pay. Stop taking my money. I need my money. Like that is what needs to stop. Is like quit taking my money. And then like another problem is like with the welfare, I don't think there's any saving this dollar. I really don't. I think at some point it's going to collapse. It's going to go through hyperinflation. I think it's cool that Trump and Elon wants to go and see if we actually do have our gold at Fort Knox. But our dollar is like backed by nothing, like this is why they keep inflating it. When they took it off the gold standard, it was in 1971 or something like that, so they could just keep on funding whatever they want to fund. And I just think like the welfare state, when I talk about UBI, it's the welfare state what it currently is. It's not sustainable. The UBI will need to be a blockchain technology that gives you the bare minimum. You get the bare minimum. Like, we have all these office buildings that are about to go vacant. Like, let's convert these. Let's convert these into houses, like places where people can live. People can, instead of just having empty buildings, there's no communities. It's just like, if you don't have any family and you come on hard times or if you don't, you're just gonna end up being homeless. It's crazy. It's crazy how everything is nowadays. I'm very. I think that Trump's doing really good things. I think he's made a lot of really good picks. I feel more confident in the FBI now. I feel more confident in our 3-letter agencies, which I didn't before. And I don't think we're going to go through a societal collapse. I just don't. And I also don't think that like AI is going to kill us. I don't think it's going to. I think that if we were gonna have a societal collapse where like we go back to if we go to Mad Max, I think Trump wouldn't be here right now. He would have been murdered. I think that there was some type of energy, God, aliens. I don't know, a time warp. We're in a time warp. We could be in a simulation. I don't know. If he was murdered when he was shot, things would be completely different right now. And yes, we're going to be going through hard times. Just like I told my kid, I said, listen, man, Bitcoin's going to crash. And I told him, like, the bottom could be 30,000. And I don't know if it's going to be 30,000. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be 17,000. And I don't think it's going to be zero. But what I think it is going to probably crash at some point. Because you have people, I guess, like, people in the housing market are trying to, like, get out from underneath their houses now because they're in over their head, I guess. And you're going to see, like, I sold my Bitcoin. I sold my Bitcoin. So it's like, you're going to have more and more people sell Bitcoin. It's going to drive down the price because they need their cash. They need money. They need to be able to survive. We're being pushed out. We're being pushed out by the rich. It's like they want... These booms and busts need to stop. We need stability. We need security. We need to feel like what I'm doing is going to be sustainable. We need to stop, like, we have all this land. We have all this land. And it's like so much of it is like, I don't know, man. I see the right, and what pissed me off about them is like, they don't make communities. They don't create communities. Why don't you create communities? This is why I'm saying, like, they should create communities when people come on hard times. Like, we don't know what jobs are going to be there. You know how many people are about to lose their job? This is what I'm saying about UBI. There's going to be it's already happening. And I've said this. I've said the white collar jobs, they're going to go extinct. AI is literally going to do every white collar job at some point. And it's getting smarter and smarter by the day. We could already be in the singularity and just don't even know it. We could already honestly be. That's why I said, like, this could be a simulation. I don't know. I think that we're in baseline reality. I think we are, but there's a lot of people waking up right now, and it's very interesting times. It's almost like real life, like knowing what's happening right now with like the government and things like that, like finances and like social with society, like how people lack empathy, how societies have evolved after 2020. It's more interesting than made up, like, fiction. It's more interesting than movies. Movies aren't very interesting anymore. I always thought to me, like, why don't, like, in WWE, I was like, why don't they have like MAGA versus BLM like storyline? I thought that would have been really pretty cool. I don't understand. You know what I mean? It's like, I'd like to see more of that. Like, why don't they have movies out like that? Like woke versus MAGA. Like, why don't they have video games like that? I should be able to go on X, Twitter, whatever the hell it is, and play a Mortal Kombat game against somebody sitting here arguing, and it's on X. I'm playing it. Like, you challenge me, and then we put real money in there. So, like, if they beat me, like, then they get my money on, and then people can bet on it. I want my own platform. This is what I want. I want my own platform where It's completely decentralized social media, so I can post my videos, I can post my posts, my whatever I want, whatever I put on the ether, and then like AI distributes it to all the different social medias, and then it runs my social media for me. So it it tries to get um people to see. Like, I wish I could be more in charge of my algorithm. I wish I can just be like, this is the algorithm I want my content to be on. I don't want it on this. I want it on this. That's what I wish I could do, is just like, I want it on this algorithm, because it will attract the people that I think, instead of just like me putting videos out here and then, you know, a couple of people seeing them or whatever. What was pretty cool, I forgot the name. I apologize, but like, there's a guy that commented, and he said like he looks forward to my videos, and that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool, like, because of relatability. Um, and this is what the jobs are going to be in the future. Word, on the internet more, entertainment, and then physical. You know, like, people are going to want to have go to real communities and be able to connect with people. It's going to be like fake struggle. You know, kind of like how rich people do the ice baths. And I'm not saying they're not bad, they're not good for you. I'm just saying, like, they do those to put struggle in their life, because their life is so easy. And that's why I think, like, with the rich people, the ones like the WEF, they have nothing else going on in their life, so they just like want to try to control the world as much as possible. And you know what? Like, I don't want to see other countries suffer. I don't want to see anybody suffer in this world. You know, I want to see everyone do good. But the problem is it's just like, I feel like there's so much of a burden, because of our government socializing everything to the rest of the world. It's like, we can't pay for everybody. I can't. Like, you rich people, like you Democrats that are rich and so empathetic, you pay for it. Take it out of your pocket. Stop taking my taxes should just be going to basically my community, making sure that, like, you know, the sidewalks are paved, the roads are paved, firefighters are paid, you know, stuff like that. That's where my and then, like, the cops and stuff like that. That's where my tax dollars. It shouldn't be going to other countries, man. Like, it just makes things harder and harder and harder. And that's why people feel like there's no care. People feel like there's no future. People feel like they can't make it. Like, they have nothing to look forward to. You know, that's something I'm like struggling through myself, is like nothing to look forward to, and feeling lack of purpose, and trying to figure out a purpose. And you know, I made a video the other day saying, like, euthanize me. I'm not going to do things myself. If I'm such a burden, which I'm not, on society, then euthanize me, government. Like, seriously, like, just, you know, I'm tired of it, man. I'm sick and tired of feeling like being constantly demoralized. Like, I don't have to. Happiness is like an up and down thing, sure, but like, being constantly demoralized, feeling like there's no future, feeling like, you know, things are just bad, they're not going to get any better. And that's how a lot of people feel. They feel lack of connection. That's the number one problem. I listened to a YouTuber, and he made a video talking about he basically like ended up being homeless. He got rejected by the homeless shelter, so he went and slept in the alley, and he met some veterans, and they like bonded, and they shared their stories, and they connected, and then he found a purpose, and now he started helping out other homeless. He got his stuff together. I think that's a lot of people's problem, is they feel like they don't have a purpose because they don't feel like they belong anywhere. They don't feel like anyone gives a shit. That's why I think that we're at right now. I think lack of community, lack of human connection, and it's hard to feel bad for other people when it feels like your life fucking sucks. You know, that's why I think we're where we're at right now.